Take out a sheet of paper and divide it into two columns. On one side, please write the word and part of speech. On the other side, please write the definition and any helpful examples. Please pause the video at any time if you feel that I am going too fast. The first word is circumlocutions. Circumlocution is a noun which refers to the use of many words where fewer would do, especially in a deliberate attempt to either be vague or evasive. For example, sometimes students attempt to sound intellectual by using circumlocutions, but as most teachers can read through these meaningless, long-winded sentences, these students are better off speaking in a plain and straightforward manner. Debased. Debased is a verb describing the action to reduce something in quality or value. Debased can also refer to the action of degrading something. For instance, the recent unsavory behavior of many high-profile athletes has debased the traditions of sportsmanship. Quaint. Quaint is an adjective describing that which is attractively unusual or old-fashioned. For example, many quaint country cottages dot the seaboard in the picturesque town of Cambria, giving the community an old-fashioned feel. Venture. Venture is a noun referring to a risky or daring journey or undertaking. Venture can also be used as a verb, whereas the venture is the action of going through that journey. For instance, anyone with sense would not risk venturing out after dark following such an attack for even much-needed supplies. Glib. Glib is an adjective that describes, when speaking of words or the person speaking those words, glib describes fluent and voluble but insincere and shallow words. For example, when replying to her boss, whom she disdained, she was careful not to let her answer sound too glib. Tact. Tact is a noun referring to a keen sense of what is appropriate, what is tasteful, or what is aesthetically pleasing. Tact can also refer to taste or a certain discrimination, deciding between what is appropriate and what is not. For example, the ambitious politician used a superior tact by subtly deconstructing and disproving her opponent's argument in a manner which utterly confounded the man. Strident. Strident is an adjective describing that which is loud and harsh. Strident can also refer to something that is grating. For instance, as he grew more and more agitated, his voice had become increasingly sharp and almost strident. Conciliatory. Conciliatory is an adjective describing that which is intended or is likely to calm or pacify. For instance, a conciliatory approach was needed to calm the waters between the warring factions. Capricious. Capricious is an adjective describing particularly an individual who is given to sudden and unaccountable changes of either their mood or their behavior. For example, dictatorships often degrade into capricious and brutal administrations that enact arbitrary laws and apply inconsistent justice. Throes. A throe is a noun referring to an intense or violent pain and struggle, especially a pain or struggle accompanying birth, death, or any sort of great change. For instance, after being asked to change his offensive t-shirt, the adolescent threw a fit that mimicked a dying man's death throes. Disconcerting. Disconcerting is an adjective describing that which causes one to feel unsettled. For example, the audience who found the abrupt change of subject disconcerting began to fidget in their seats. Concise. Concise is an adjective describing that which gives a lot of information clearly, but it does so in very few words. Something that is concise in terms of speech is usually brief, but overall comprehensive. For instance, unfortunately, the lecture did not provide a concise account of the country's history, but instead consisted of long, meandering, dreadfully detailed familial lineages. Eloquent. Eloquent is an adjective describing someone or something that is fluent or persuasive in speaking or writing. For example, the disorganized and filled speech was anything but eloquent. Inexorably. Inexorably is an adverb describing an action that is impossible to stop or prevent. For instance, new technology seems to march inexorably forward, spurred on by such companies as Microsoft, Apple, and Google. And finally, insidious. Insidious is an adjective describing that which proceeds in a gradual or subtle way, but usually something that is insidious has harmful effects. For example, many diseases can be insidious and sometimes spread quietly throughout a community without any symptoms.